think, one of the things about lifestyle medicine and its principles is a thing that most Americans don't want much to do with, and that is discipline, okay?
And accountability.
And accountability. I mean, it does take a certain amount of discipline to eat the way we eat, to exercise the way we should exercise that's good for our bodies. And then again, in the sleep, it's really good to get to sleep at roughly the same time and get up at roughly the same time every day. And not to be rigid about it, but our body craves these rhythms. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah. And in the same way with the stress management and meditation type things, it's a really good way to kind of decompress.
And so much of that for us is we really don't watch TV. We have YouTube videos we can watch. And that's not to say look at us. It's just shut the noise out of the everyday. We don't realize, when you start your day with news and I can't handle it. I can't handle listening to tragedy and all those kind of things.
There's so much bad news in the world.
Yes. And so then you've got commercials that's got a cheeseburger and, it's easier if you'll just shut that stuff out. Not saying you have to,
right? But
for me, the noise, it gets too much.
Oh, very much so. I quit watching the news a very long time ago.
You forget what's normal.
Yeah.
We look extreme. We're really eating like people did in the 1950s,
right.
minus, the beef and the dairy. But dairy's not been around forever either. So
that's very true.
So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just finding different ways, and everybody's going to have their own little tweaks to stress management. Like I've mentioned, part of my stress management is my exercise program. Part of my stress management, actually now, it used to be my eating habits were kind of a stress-inducing thing because I was trying to figure out what am I doing wrong and how now it's much more, I know what works for me.
And part of that was getting in those systems of how do we do our grocery list? How do we have our pantry set up? How do we travel? It's you have to set those systems. They are so much more freeing. I wish people understood that. It's not about us feeling rigid. It is so much more freeing for me to know I can travel to a conference, bring my own food. Nobody has to worry about me. I am not stressed out at all. It's much worse if I get out of that system.
Very much.
And that's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
I think we view that as a bad thing sometimes.
And it's really kind of centers for all these things around a little bit of discipline. Just enough discipline to get us into the right rhythm